everyone, Wyloch here, welcome back. Speed, ease, and cost are the names of the game this week as we make some modular fences for your modern, post-APOC, or sci-fi tabletop games. At the core of this project is cross-stitching mesh, sometimes referred to as granny grating. This large sheet is like 70 cents from any crafting store. Also got some flat black spray primer, because the grating is a smooth plastic and therefore will not hold acrylic craft paint very well. We're going to take this outside and spray both sides of the mesh. Then start cutting strips of the mesh at a 45-degree angle. Now my cutting mat has some 45-degree guiding lines, but if you don't have that, simply measure in both directions from one corner and connect those 2 points, and you'll have a perfect 45-degree cut. As for the width of the strips, well, think about how tall you want the fence to be. I did 1.5 inches. Now the bases of these fences will be jumbo popsicle sticks. I thought about using chipboard, but these are stronger, won't warp, and are already the perfect size and shape. So check the length. Depending on the brand it may vary, but it should be around 6 inches. And cut your mesh strips to be that long. Then foam board. I'm going to cut a bunch of 1/2 inch wide pieces, peel the paper from both sides, and then on one side, texturize the foam by stabbing at it with some balled up aluminum foil. Then a bead of hot glue on the untextured side, attach the mesh, and complete the sandwich with another foam strip. Then a healthy bead of hot glue on the jumbo popsicle stick and attach the fence. Now we'll take some white PVA glue like Elmer's, coat the base, and pour some pebbles or construction sand on it. This is Quikrete construction sand, has varying sized aggregate, $4 for a 50-pound bag, lifetime supply. Once that's dry, we're going to take a metallic gunmetal color. This is just a cheap acrylic craft paint from Michael's, so we'll paint that gunmetal on the fence. By the way, this is why we primed the mesh first. If you spray the primer on that whole fence, it could dissolve the foam, even if you protected it with white glue. Plus, it's quicker and more economical to spray that whole large sheet of mesh anyway. So next we take some plain gray and paint those foam pieces, solid base coat. These are going to be concrete columns. At this point, I looked at it and felt the fence was a little bit too bland, so I took some shimmering metallic silver and just roughly attacked the mesh. So now I have 2 shades of metallic on there, a little more interesting to look at. Okay, back on track, we're going to make a black wash. Rough rule of thumb, 1 part black paint, 10 parts water, and adjust from there. Then wash the concrete columns with it. It will dry much later, so if it goes on kind of dark and pools up like this, that's fine. Actually, let it do that. Then for the ground, burnt umber, just a dark brown, real simple, solid coat. Let all of that dry, should take an hour or 2. And then take a tan sort of color and dry brush the ground. If you're new to this, dry brush just means work most of the paint off the brush back onto your palette, and then strike at the piece lightly so that it catches only the high detail, in this case, the sand on the ground. And finally, some moss. This pack has assorted moss. I'm going to take some of the dead tan colored stuff and hot glue some tufts on. And we're about to go to the table to look at the finished product, but real quick, some reminders. There's a link in the description below for my storefront. It has all the tools and supplies that I recommend. And for all you 3D printers out there, Wyloch's Crafting Vids is sponsored by Heroes Horde, which has an excellent range of high-quality models, including but not limited to all True Tiles lines, which are OpenLock compatible. Also, check out my modules over on the DM's Guild, and remember, $3 patrons get free copies of all my releases. Alright, here's a completed one. I just did 1 tuft per fence, randomly placed. Now let's set up a scene. I have some Necrons trying to take over a facility that some Ultramarines are defending. So we'll throw down Imhotep, and boom. So, depending what game you're playing, the rules will be different, but the point is this divides up the scene, divides up the battlefield, meaningfully affects strategy. Here's a fuel depot over in the corner. Everything you see on here we've done in previous episodes. And I figured I'd throw models down because pretty boring without that. The rounded ends of the bases, those jumbo popsicle sticks, allows you to pivot and do, angles or turns as opposed to a square base. Come on up the middle here, a couple squads. Oh yeah, the Void Shield Generator, episode 80, if you like that one. I left a gap here as an entrance, so that, like, this is maybe a tactical objective of some kind, this other tower here. So you can use the fences to set up these, maybe where your objective markers go or something like that. Like over here I put a repair bay for some dreadnoughts, aka I haven't finished painting them yet, so they're laid up for now. The power station, that was a good one. So yeah, Necrons, by the way, are my main army. I have the others as house armies for when friends want to play or something like that. So again, speed, ease, cost, quality, obviously nothing like professional or anything, but the whole point is it was like 2 hours of work to knock out 20 of these. If you liked this particular project, here's 2 more that you should go check out right now. Also, enjoy this month's community showcase. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell reminder icon. I am Wyloch, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.